A huge pile of clone bodies lay at the base of the mountain as Anakin and Obi-Wan cut them down, sending them toppling over the cliff. But as the last clone falls from the mountain, Anakin and Obi-Wan kneel in the center of the scene, exhausted, and silently they stare at each other. And as the sound of a dropship approaches, Anakin retracts his old Jedi lightsaber back into its hilt and passes it back to Obi-Wan.
Go! And never come back!
With a frown, Obi-Wan stashes the saber back in his boot and rises with a stagger. As the dropship lands behind them, they slip away from each other, and as Obi-Wan is pulled onto the dropship by the soldiers, he looks back one last time, but Anakin is gone. King Valium has landed on Dagobah. The crew struggles to see through the thick fog that now has come to cloak the planet, when a shape appears in the mist. The king squints to see.
Over there!
The crew runs towards him as he approaches them, holding two babies, Luke and Leia. The figure of Padme, still unconscious, follows behind him, with Yoda levitating her by the Force. King Valium looks at Yoda holding the two babies.
Truly the Force is with you, Master Jedi. Where is the other? Maul's sister.
Yoda bows his head.
With the Force, she is now.
At Anakin and Padme's home on Alderaan, Beru is sitting with her new baby boy outside on a bench.
Oh, I think I need to lie down for a moment. Could you take the baby?
Of course, dear.
Beru heads inside and the grandmother comforts the baby boy. Some distance away, there is a strange noise that grabs her attention. Tarkin sits in the quarters of his Star Destroyer. When he receives a call from the Chancellor, Tarkin reluctantly brings up the hologram.
Chancellor, it is... Are you feeling all right, Chancellor?
Palpatine is looking more haggard than usual after his battle with Yoda, and as a result his appearance has reverted slightly back to his true face.
What news of the attack?
We defeated the enemy forces, however, they did succeed in destroying the stockpile of Mandalorian iron.
Can you still complete construction?
Yes, my lord. However, it will take much longer to collect enough iron once again.
Time is of no consequence. Continue with the construction, and I will forgive your failure. What of my apprentice?
His convoy was unable to arrive in time for the attack.
Where is he?
I sent him back to Coruscant. I assumed you would wish to speak to him right away.
Continue with the construction, and I suggest you do not fail me again.
The call ends, and we see that in the corner of the room, out of view, is Anakin.
Why did you do that? Why didn't you tell him the truth?
Tarkin turns in his chair.
And which truth is that? That you failed to defend the iron? Or that you knew the mortar attack on the hill was a decoy to distract the ion cannons, but you still let them be turned around? Or perhaps that you slaughtered 180 of my clones?
What are you talking about?
Don't take me for a fool. I have been playing this game for a very long time, and I can see through your moves from a mile away.
If you believe that, then why did you lie to him?
Because he terrifies me, and he should terrify you too. So I think it's in both of our best interests to protect each other from now on, wouldn't you agree?
Some time later, Yoda, Padme, and King Valium have returned to the secret rebel base outside of Alderaan. Obi-Wan has also been able to make it back with what's left of his squad. While Padme is recuperating on the other side of the ship, the three of them speak. So you believe that Padme's mother and nephew were targeted because the child was thought to be Anakin's child?
It would seem so. We haven't told Padme yet.
When she finds out, it will break her heart. And when she discovers about Anakin...
No, she does.
Yes, she's figured it out. She just hasn't admitted it yet. But the question we need to ask now is, what will happen to her children? They will continue to be targets. How can we protect them forever?
Maybe we don't need to. Nobody knows Anakin had a daughter as well as a son. Not even him. None of us could sense there were two children. So the girl will be safe, just as long as she's raised under a different name.
And what about the boy?
Whoever killed Owen and Beru's son did it because they believed that was the son of Skywalker. So perhaps we should allow them to keep thinking that. Owen and Beru lost a son. They could raise the young Luke in his place. Just as long as they do it far away from here, no one will ever know the difference.
So he will be raised by his uncle and aunt. But there's still the issue of what happens to Padme.
The target was her child, not her.
But Anakin will still come for her. She's his wife.
Obi-Wan thinks deeply. No, he won't.
How can you be so sure?
Because he loves her, and he would do anything to protect her, even if that means never seeing her again. Once he finds out about his son's supposed death, he'll realize that she will never be safe if she's with him. He won't know for sure if his son's death was someone claiming a bounty on a future Jedi, or the Chancellor removing obstacles that might sway Anakin's heart and mind. I know Anakin better than anyone. I know how his mind works. He'll know the only way to guarantee Padme's safety is to stay far away from her.
We'll still need to keep her and her daughter safe.
I remember a time when you and Padme were arranged to be married. You're a king, but you don't yet have a queen. Can you think of a better choice to be Queen of Alderaan than Padme? Give her time to grieve, and she'll come to you.
The way back to the light the children are. Wait we must, for the will of the Force to be done.
Your Majesty, you watch over the girl, and I'll watch over the boy. Continue the work that you've started here with this place. Keep building this rebel army, and when the time is right, we can strike once again. Padme awakens, and the first sight she sees are her children by her bedside. Immediately, tears well up in her eyes. In the corner of the room, Captain Antilles and R2 are watching over her.
Welcome back, Lady Padme.
She reaches towards her children. She takes them into her arms and sits up.
Are you hungry? Do you need something to eat?
I have everything I need.
She suddenly looks up.
Yoda?
He's all right. We're on the King's space station outside Alderaan.
I should call my mother.
The captain's face drops when a welcome interruption enters the room. Oh, thank the Maker! Lady Padme, it is so good to see you fully functional again.
Is that...
Your C3 droid. I upgraded it for you. New body, but the programming's the same.
She smiles.
I like the gold, but the voice? She's supposed to be a girl.
Yeah, we installed the wrong voice. I can always swap it out later.
Padme looks sideways at C-3PO.
Nah, I kinda like it.
She looks around the room.
Is there a holo device I can use? I want to call my family.
The captain cringes.
Is something wrong?
General Grievous is piloting his ship through space when he receives a call.
Master, I have done as you commanded. The child was returned to Alderaan, and is now no more.
Palpatine visibly breathes a sigh of relief.
You have done well.
Shall I return to the Chimera?
No. I will appoint you a new overseer of the Chimera to finish the work that you began.
My lord?
I am sending you to the Outer Rim with a fleet at your command.
An ancient fleet at my command.
Did I not say you would be rewarded?
Thank you, my master.
Your task is to subjugate the lawless systems and bring them under our control by whatever means you deem necessary, Admiral.
Obi-Wan and Yoda walk down the ship's halls together. When Anakin finds out that someone killed his son, he'll stop at nothing to find the one responsible. Yoda nods ominously.
And when find out he does, his journey to the dark side complete will be.
Obi-Wan is struggling to control the hurricane of emotions still swirling inside him. Yoda senses this.
Clear your mind of the past, Obi-Wan. Only on the future and the boy must you now think. In him our hopes now rest.
A new beginning. A new chance. Yoda smiles.
A new hope.
So as you can see, what I've done is all the things necessary to connect to A New Hope have now been connected, but at the same time, I've left room here for kind of an anthology movie that could bridge between this and A New Hope, if you guys want me to do it. It's supply and demand. If you guys demand it, I'll supply it. But basically what it would be that Vader has taken over leadership of the Chimera and is now hunting down the last of the Jedi. As Obi-Wan said, he used to hunt down and destroy all the Jedi Knights, so he's basically doing that. But he'd also be trying to find the person responsible for the supposed death of his son, which is Grievous. So that would culminate in Grievous and Vader dueling for who's going to be Sidious's main apprentice. In the same kind of way that Sidious made Luke and Vader duel and Maul and Talon duel. Same thing would happen here with Grievous and Vader. And this would also give us a chance to sort of round out what happens with Padme and why it is that she died by the time Leia was a young woman, because Leia did mention in Return of the Jedi that she did remember her, only had a few memories because she was very young when she died. So that implies that she couldn't have died in childbirth. She must have raised her at least for a few years, enough for Leia to remember something about her. So in this version, we'd be able to see a little bit of that. We've been able to see why she died, how she died, all the situation around that. We could just flesh out a few things. But whether I make it or not really depends on you guys. If you guys want it, I'll make it. If not, I won't make it. Supply and demand.